All right. What's going on, everybody, tonight for another Cash Flow Chronicles right here, where we're going to be talking about today the easiest and best way to buy real estate with no credit and very little money. You say, what? Say it one more time. The easiest and best way to buy real estate with no credit and very little money. Shut your mouth. Now, that's what we're talking about today. This is Cash Flow Chronicles. I am your host, Financial Moses, also known as Minister George M. Howard Jr., and I'm so excited to be here live, guys. We're on what's going on, Credit Education Coach, over here on what is that thing? Instagram. We got Facebook in 3 different groups. We got YouTube over here in 3 different groups. We got Michael Johnson over here. Good to see you. But the best way and the easiest way to buy real estate with no credit and very little money is what we're talking about on today. And I'm just going to go ahead and start off and just throw the first punch. And I'm going to show you guys live proof that I've been buying property with no credit and very little money. There's so many people out here today that's just, can we just throw the first punch and say there's so many people out here that's just out here scamming people that today people would be like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's real. I want to believe it, but I don't know. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and say that right now. And we're just going to go ahead and just show you guys exactly what it is and how we actually doing it and what I'm doing in order to get that across. So let me get my screen set up here. My screen is just messed up a little bit. And we're just going to go ahead and just show it. How many of y'all want to see that is it real or not? Is it real? Can you really buy property that cheap? Is it really real? I just want to tell y'all, man, it's real. Like, it's really real. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to lcrecorder.com. Let's bring it up. I'm going to see if I can stretch it out just a little bit. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and see if we can get that to share. It won't share. It's just okay. We're just going to do it this way. Hopefully it'll come up. We're going to do it that way. All right. That's fine. I ain't going to. All right. So what we're going to do real quickly is, what is going on? This camera all the way turned. All right. So what we're going to do, a little bit more. Come on. All right. So what we're going to do, guys, real quickly is that I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to scroll down. Let me bring this out. So this is, why does it look like this? Okay. I'm going to go to search. I'm going to put in my name, George Howard. Here's search. And if y'all don't know, this is public record, right? You cannot fake public record. It just can't. You can't fuck public record. So I just put in my name here, George Howard. And I'm going to go over here and we're just going to go to instrument number or instrument type. We're just going to type in tax deed. Okay. Now you're going to see all of the tax deeds that I have, guys. You can see there's 317 records up here, 317 records. I'm just going to go kind of slow so y'all can see. And then we'll speed up because it's a long way down this road. But let me show you how to read this. I got a tax deed. Me, George M. Howard Jr., we came from the auditor. This is the address of the property. Here's the parcel number, and this is how much I paid for it. How much should I pay for this property? Somebody tell me, how much should I pay for this property? I paid $500 for this property. Now, some people are going to say, well, George, you paid $500 for a property. Number one, we probably don't believe it, but I'm going to show it to you even more deeply because there's a button over here that says show. All right, let me go back. That's one more time because I'm going to open it in a new link so we ain't got to come all the way back. That's a button over here that says show. Again, my name, the address I bought, the parcel number, the legal description. Come down here, and this is a deed, and we're going to scroll in, and it actually says March 17th. How much did I pay for it? $500. Now, guys, because they want you, if you actually download this document, this will come up here. They want you to pay for it. So that's why it says not an official legal document, but this is their website. All right, now we're going to go even further, and we're going to come back and say, okay, well, you bought it for $500. You got the deed. It says $500, but what does the property look like? Well, let's go ahead and look at the property. This is the property here. Nice little 2-bedroom. We turned it into a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, brick, with a fence around it. How many of y'all would pay $500? This is what the house looked like when I bought it. How many people right now would say, George, I would definitely pay $500 for that? Your phone costs more than this house that pays me every single month. Your PlayStation costs more than that I bet. Some of y'all J's, some of y'all Weave, like more than this house. This house pays me every single month, but we ain't done because I bought this house with no credit. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to tell you how I did it, but let me first prove to you that I'm doing it. And if y'all not sharing this content out, I don't know what to tell you, right? Let me prove to you that I'm doing it. What's going on, Lady Peel? So let me show you that I'm doing it and tell me, okay. So anyway, so now we're going to go back. All right. So I bought that one for $5,500. This one, again, here's how you read it. Tax deed, George Howard, auditor. Here's the address. I paid $3,240.34 for this one. Here's the address. Let me close these out right quick. I'm going to right click on it, open it in a new tab. And we're going to scroll down and you're going to see here, 2016, I paid $3,240.34. So, okay, well, what does it look like, George? Perfect. Let me go ahead and right click, open a new tab, and it's going to come up right here. Guys, I paid $3,000 for this house right now, and it pays me $1,100 every single month. I'll wait for y'all. Come on. I paid $3,000 for this house that pays me every single month. So somebody say, come on, man, for real? I paid what? $3,000 for this house right here that pays me every single month. Some of y'all vacation costs more than this. Y'all Disney cruise costs more than this. Yo, car that broke down as soon as you got your tax money costs more than this house, and it pays me $1,100 every single month. Didn't cost me no credit. Nobody pulled my credit. Did not go through any underwriting guidelines. I did not go through any of the typical traditional processes that you have to go through in order to buy a house. And I paid $1,100. Now, I'm sorry, I paid $3,000 for this. Right? What's the ARV on this one? Number one, the property was livable when I got it. Credit. I don't have an after repair value on it because this is literally what it looked like when I bought it. But I will say this, that the property today, about 150, 145, 150, somewhere in there, in that area, 145, 150. Might be a little low, but I'd rather go low than high. I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't want to like exaggerate stuff. So I don't want to lie to you. All right. So yeah, that's what that is. All right. So let's go over here, guys. So now I'm going to go back. Now, y'all seen the first one, y'all seen the second one. So now we're just going to start showing y'all. I paid $3,700 for this one, $11,000 for this one, $500, $500, $500, $500, $3,500, $500, $500, $500, $500. Scroll up. $5,500, $500, $500, $500, $500, $2,200, $900, $500, $2,200, $500, $500, $4,600, $500, $2,100, $500, $500, $40,000. All right. Now I'm going to speed up a little bit, guys, because so you guys can kind of get a hold of this. 900, 1,300, 500, 500, 500, 500, 1,200, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 2,700. Feel like an auctioneer over here. 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 900, 1,900, 500, 500, 1,100, 500, 1,100, 500, 1,000, 500. Guys, I'm just going to kind of scroll down now. I'm tired. But y'all get the point, right? Now, let's look at this last one. I only paid $300 for this particular house. I actually sold this house for 90 grand. I only put about 7 grand into it. As you guys can see here, this house I bought in 2015. Guys, I've been doing this like forever, by the way. People like, oh, I heard about taxes. I've been doing this forever. I am the truth. I bought over 150 properties. My students bought over 3,000 properties. Like, I've been doing it forever, right? 2015, I bought this house for $3,000. I'm sorry, $300, excuse me. And let's go ahead and scroll on up and let me show you what this house looks like. This house is a 4-bedroom, 1-bath, finished basement with a bar in the basement. Move. Go away. Oh, man. All right, let's see. With a bar in the basement. Why is it doing that? All right, there we go. And this is the house right here. Now, here's my question. How many of you guys would pay $300 for this 4-bedroom, 1-bath house? I'll wait. What county and state did I purchase? This is Lake County, Indiana. How many of you guys would pay $300? 300, not 300, 300, $300 for this property right here. I sold this house for $90,000. I owned it for about 5 or 6 years. It paid me $1,000 a month. I made about $150,000, $160,000 on this property right here. All right. Now that we got that out the way, hopefully that actually gave some credibility. So now you guys can be like, okay, I believe it. It got to be true. Like, there got to be some validity to this because it's hard out here, man. People that made it hard when they out here scamming fools and capping and trying to get people for their bag. We the real thing over here. All right. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna actually start telling you and showing you a little bit about what they are and how you can start buying them too. I don't have a product to sell you, so continue to watching. I ain't selling nothing at the end of this. So let's get this. Now it's gonna be a series, you guys. This is gonna be a series, probably like a 3-part series, because it's a lot of information to give you, and I can't give it all to you at one time. Right. I'm gonna try to keep this within 30 minutes, and I'm already 14 minutes in. So I spent 14 minutes proving to you that this was real. All right. So let me go ahead and bring this up real quickly. And let me change this lower third. All right. Buy real estate with no credit, very little money. Tax liens indeed. So now I'm going to let's bring this on up. All right. So guys, all right. So real quickly, my story is that, I actually was like 10 years ago now, sleeping on my auntie's couch. I moved in with my girlfriend. My relationship was good at first and it turned miserable. I didn't want to be there. She didn't want me there, but I was paying all the bills. And, I didn't have nowhere to go. And she didn't have nobody to pay her bills. So we was together, but we didn't want to be together. We needed each other. And that's just the truth. I felt stuck financially. I felt like I wasn't a man. I felt down. I was down financially. I was down physically. I was down emotionally. I was down spiritually. Every which way you can say I was down, I was down. I just felt like I was lost. I just did. And one day my cousin called me up, my cousin Mike. And at that time I was working as a housing counselor. I didn't have a house. I helped people keep their mortgages, but I didn't have one. My credit wasn't the best because I didn't have any credit. I was teaching before this debt-free living and all that kind of stuff. This is a whole other story. Teaching debt-free living. I was living debt-free living. I didn't have any credit, which is dumb. Don't ever do that ever again in your life. Like, just, man, listen, just stay here and watch, because I want to tell you some stuff. Dave Ramsey is a fool. I don't have another word. I don't have another word for it. I had absolutely no money for a down payment. It felt like a failure, and I was stuck in a cycle of getting paid and just going to pay bills. So my cousin called me up and says, George, I'm going to a Tax Lien Indeed auction. And I was like, man, okay, I'll go. So I drove down from Indianapolis, drove down to Lake County, and we went to this Tax Lien Indeed sale. And I had no clue what I was doing. I wasn't even registered. This was like 2014, just like way long, like 10 years ago. And I hadn't done any research because I didn't know what I was doing. I was completely lost. I'm sitting in this auditorium with about 70, 80 people. And it's maybe 100, 70 to 100 people in this auditorium, and they're not calling out any addresses, and they're just bidding $300 and $300 and $300 and $300, and really nothing went for over $2,000. When I say nothing, I mean nothing went for over $2,000. And I just knew for surely they wasn't buying houses. They wasn't. And I found out that they were buying liens on a house. And I was like, well, what that mean? Well, all I can tell you is that when you buy a lien on a house, you're not buying the house. You're buying the security instrument on the house. And if people don't pay you back your money plus interest, well, then you can actually foreclose using that security instrument. Don't worry. I'm going to break that down further as we move forward. Let me finish my story so you know how I got started in this. I want to tell you how this all kind of works as we move forward. All right. So I paid $300 for the house. Now, guys, I want to show you the first house. I guess I showed you the second house I bought. That was 1226 New Jersey Street. That was the second house I bought. Let me show you the very first house I bought in just a minute. This is it right here. I just looked up and bought this house at this auction. I had no clue what I was doing. None. And I bought blindly. Don't ever, 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 ever do what I did. Don't ever buy blindly. I'm going to say it again. Ever, ever. Not ever. Ever. Don't ever, ever, ever buy blindly at an auction. I just got lucked up and got lucky. My cousins didn't get so lucky. And I know plenty of people and mentees who have bought blindly and it's never worked out for anybody. God was just with me on this day. And some of you guys will look at that and be like, no, God wasn't with you, because that's a hot mess. God was with me, guys. I bought that. Guys, I was so proud because I finally had a house. I'm like, I got a house for $300. It's brick. It got hardwood floors. It got windows. It's got a bathroom. It got a kitchen. It's got a full basement. I'm like, shoot, man, we can fix the house. $300? Oh, I hit the lottery. I can get about this chick's house? Oh, I'm gone. Man, I spent like 3-4 months fixing this house up. And before I can move in it, somebody wanted to buy it. But I'll tell you this, man, for the first time in a long time, man, I had a place of security. I felt like had accomplished something in life. I got my pride, I got my ego back. I just wanted to be proud of me. And for the first time in a long time, man, I was like, I got something that's my own. But now I had to turn the house, guys. We turned that house into this right here. This is what the house actually ended up looking like. I just sold this house at the end of last year. I ended up selling it when I first got it before I can even move into it on a land contract with 54,000. They put $5,000 down, was paying me $900 a month, and they ended up not paying the $900 a month consistently. So I ended up taking my house back, and I just sold it again just a couple months ago, actually about 30 days ago. Like, dead serious. This is what I've been able to do over and over and over and over again. So now, what does it mean and how does it work? Because I was dumbfounded. Because you guys understand that I had owned two mortgage companies. I know how to get people financed for properties. I know creative financing. I know underwriting. I understand credit. And that's all I had done my whole life was get people financed for houses. And nobody here pulled somebody's credit. I had never heard of such a thing. Nobody went through underwriting guidelines. Nobody did a verification of employment. Nobody pulled title on the thing. There was no appraisal. There was no down payment. There was no inspection. There was, I mean, just you can just go on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, nobody submitted income documents and W-2s. Nobody did any of that. Qualified through debt to income ratio. None of that had to be done. People showed up, paid $300, and walked out. That's what they did. And so I wanted to understand this. I engrossed myself in studying this. I learned everything I could about tax liens and tax deeds. Now, understand this is 10 years ago. So it's a lot of information out there today that's wrong, which is why we got the book up here, The Untold Truth, Debunking Myths About Tax Liens and Deed Investing. We also got Tax Lien Secrets Uncovered. Let's go ahead and just show you. We got Tax Lien Secrets Uncovered. If y'all don't know, I've written the secrets. I've written the Pennies to Property, Tax Lien and Deed real estate system. I've already written it. The 7 books are already up here. I'm not here to sell them. You guys can go on Amazon and get them, but I would not go on Amazon and get them, just so you know. I give you away for you to get them at the end. And guys, I'm telling you, I ain't making no money off of them. It's not. It's to bless you. It's just not. I'm gonna hook you guys up. How many of you guys right now would say, hey George, for $29 plus shipping, I will buy all 7 books? $29 plus shipping, I'll buy all 7 books. Like now, $29. And let me show you, these ain't no little books. This is not, y'all see this? Y'all see this? This is not a little book. And ain't no pictures in here either. Right? This is 209 pages, workbook style. And it ain't fill in the blank. It's a real book. And it's 7 of these. So just so you know, they sell for $69. One book sells for $69 on Amazon. I'm gonna hook you guys up today. All right, just for being here, just for being on our YouTube channel. We're trying to get this YouTube channel started. If you have not hit the like button, if you have not hit the subscribe button, do it now. We're trying to grow a channel, please. All right. All right. No, seriously, I do need your help though. Go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you will. All right. So guys, I'm telling you, I bought every course I could at the time. I bought every book I could at the time because there were so many missing pieces. I found out what a lien was in Florida, but it wasn't the same way a lien was in Indiana. I found out what a deed was in Michigan, but it ain't the same way a deed operates in California. I found out what a lien was, or in all the other states. Something like, wait, hold on. And then it's a hybrid state over here, and then you got an interest state over here, and then you got partial ownership over here, and then you got this kind of auction over here, and you got a bid upstate and a bid downstate, a lottery state. And it's like, wait, what is all this? And I had to pull all of this information together. And I started studying, and I started figuring it out. And I did it not only here, but I did it in other states. I'm like, man, this thing is working. This is crazy. And I started buying over and over and over again. And my students bought over and over and over again. And the next thing you know, I had built a real estate empire, and my students were building it too. And I was like, man, this is crazy. So I made my own system. And today my students have bought over 3,000 properties. Remember I told you it was like I had to go pull information from everywhere? Well, I put a system together where you didn't have to do that. Everything you needed was all in one place. That was about an 8-hour course, but I mean, it is about 7 books, but it's everything all in one place. All right. So, 3 things that usually keep people from out of the real estate game, right? Number one is money. Most people do not have money. That's the first thing, right? Or enough money to go buy a property cash. Now, yesterday we talked about the average property value today being about $400,000. Most people ain't got $400,000 to go buy a house. And then if you're going to do it and you're going to finance it, well, you're going to need a minimum of 3.5% down if you're going to FHA, but then they usually want you to be owner occupied. Well, on a $400,000 house, that's $14,000. Most people ain't got that. But then you say, okay, well, I'm not going to go FHA. I'm going to go conventional. Well, they want you to put 20% down, so that's $80,000. Most people ain't got that. So it's like, okay, well, credit. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people who might look like me usually suffer from damage. Maybe not bad, but some kind of damaged credit. And it's just the truth. I don't like to say it, but it's the truth. So if you got money problems, you got credit problems, or you got knowledge problems, but one of these three or all of these three usually prevents people from getting into the real estate game. Well, I want to show you literally over the next 3 days, say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next 4 days, how you can get in this game. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get in, because I want to answer your money problems. I'm going to help you with your credit issues. I'm going to help you with the knowledge that you don't have in order to start buying real estate the same way I did. I started for $300, but you can start for $500 because the auction now starts at $5, not $3. So when do you make money in real estate? All right. I'm going to try to explain this to you the best way I can. People do not make money in real estate. People make money in real estate when they buy the property. When they buy the property. What does that mean? It means that if I buy a house today for $200,000 and it's worth $200,000, I only broke even right here. Right? But if I buy a house for $200,000 that's worth $200,000 and I buy it for $50,000, well, I made $150,000 because I bought it so cheaply. And then somebody would say, well, why would people sell property so cheap? Well, it's called a distressed property, and they happen all the time. You got foreclosures, you have deed in lieu, you have estate sales, you have divorce properties, you have investors when they can't finish a property, they just want to get their money out, get their investment back, and move on. But then you have when the county's distressed, and that's called a tax lien indeed. And yes, I said not the homeowner, but the county is usually distressed. Well, why is the county distressed? Well, tell you what. I'm not gonna play a testimonial. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play it. Let me see. Oh, it won't even play anyway. Let me see if it'll play over here. I'll play it if it'll allow me to play it. Oh, nope, it ain't gonna pull in. All right, so I'm not gonna pull it in, guys. One of the things that I love about tax liens and deeds, guys. Most people are like, oh, the market's gonna be oversaturated and everybody's now trying to do it. No, it's not gonna happen, guys. Guys, there were 1.1 million tax liens sold in the United States in 2019, and it's gotten even worse since COVID. It's important to note that this number includes both residential and commercial properties. So yes, you can buy commercial properties using tax liens and deeds, as well as properties sold at both tax lien and deed sales. 1.1 million tax liens and deeds. Now, everybody was not buying a property. Some people were only buying a lien. Some people actually came out with a deed. But on lien states, I want to tell you guys this up front. About 95 to 99% of all liens redeem. Say it again, about 99 to 95% of all liens redeem, which means if you want to get the house for $500, you got to know how to identify between 1% to 4%, which is why I wrote that book, The Property Strategy, Purchasing Ownership Through Tax Liens and Deeds. Why? Because inside of that, I have a strategy called How to Get the Property Every Time Strategy. How to Get the Property Every Time Strategy. We have it right there. All right. So, guys, there are 3 ways that you can make money in real estate. There's present, passive, and then there's profit. I want you guys to write this down. There's present, there's passive, and there's profit. Present money means I bought it cheaper, and I usually walk in with equity in the property. I walk in. Remember that deal I told you about, the first one I just gave you the example for? You buy a house that's worth 200,000, you only pay $550,000 for it, and there's $150,000 still left in the property. That is my present money. That is money I bought and I got it right now. Even though it's stuck in the house, it don't matter. That's present tense money. Passive money. Passive money is when I rent that property, I'm going to get paid every single month off that property, and I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm going to sit back, chill, and collect my rent every single month. Some people say, well, George, what about maintenance and all that? I got a property manager. I pay 8%, and I pay 8% for peace. I never get a phone call from tenants. I never have to fix anything. I never have to call a maintenance man. I don't have to do any of that. 8%, and I have peace. And then finally, profit. Profit is when I actually sell that home, I actually get paid again. Now, let's talk about that present money. Remember that $150,000 I told you that was in the house? What happens if I can show you how to liquidate that money out, still get paid passive income every single month, and then when you sell it, you still make a profit? That's the secret. So how do you do that? Well, let me tell you. If you have real estate and you say you got a house that's worth $200,000, we pay 50 for it, right? I pay 50 for it. I got $200,000 in equity. I can go get a loan against that house as an investment property at 75% loan to value, which means it's going to let me borrow 75% of the value of that house. So that means that out of the 200,000, I can borrow $150,000. That is present tense money I'm about to put in my pocket. I'm about to put $150,000 in my pocket, and that $150,000 is tax-free because it's a loan. Now my passive money is now going to come in, and guess what it's going to do? It's going to pay the loan back. My tenant's going to pay for that loan. Not me. The tenant's going to pay for the loan. But myself, I get to write off the interest on that loan. So now I get to put the money in my pocket that's tax-free. Then I get to write off the interest that lowers my taxes. And I don't even have to pay the mortgage on it because the tenant's paying the mortgage, but I get to write off the taxes not once, but twice. What? And then when I sell it, remember, I only borrowed 75%. So when I sell it, I still got another 25% of profit that's still in the house. 3 ways you get paid: present, passive, and profit. And I do this all the time, over and over and over and over and over again. My students have done this all the time, over and over and over and over and over again and over again. But only way you can do it with an investment loan, at least the lender we use, you got to have a 680 credit score. Don't worry, you don't have to prove income. The house is the asset within itself, or the security within itself. But yes, that's the 3 ways right there we make money: present, passive, and profit. All right. So, Ernest, we're not going to do that. So, we're going to tell you this, guys. We're going to close out here. I'm at 8:31 already, so I'm a little bit over, 1 minute over already. Tax liens and deeds absolutely help your community. And they help your community because this is what's going on with a tax lien and tax deed. The county is in trouble because they have said that they were going to appropriate so much money for taxes. They were going to have so much money that came in from tax dollars, and they've already budgeted. 25% is going to go to transportation, 10% is going to go to parks, 20% is going to go to the school system, another 7% over here is going to go to administration. Then we're going to have the county hospital over here that's going to take up another 11%, right? They have already appropriated this money. And when people don't pay their taxes, especially over a long period of time, well, then they can't meet budget. And so now you got potholes in the street. You got a county hospital that nobody wants to go to. You got libraries that are closing down. You have a jail that's been, people saying they've been mistreated because they ain't got no money. Well, all that comes from tax dollars. Your school system, people are complaining about the school system. Guess who feeds that? Tax dollars, property tax dollars. When people don't pay, well, so the county's like, hey, we need some money. I got all these people that owe me money, and ain't nobody paying. So let's just think for a minute. Let's just say you have 100,000 people, right? You got 100,000 people. Now, y'all know in the county, 100,000 people ain't no people. But we just going to make up for play. And each person, I say in this county, out of that 100,000 people, each person owes $1,000. Just want you to do the math. On just 100,000 people, homeowners. Y'all know most counties, your city probably got more than 100,000 people in it. Your county's going to have way more than that. But out of your 100,000 people, each one has $1,000 tax bill. Now, you know property tax is going to be way more than $1,000. But guys, if it's just 100,000 people at $1,000 each, that city's expecting to raise $100 million in taxes. So you can see how easily this goes to billions upon billions of dollars that the county is expecting to come in to run all of the things that we just named. And when that money don't come in, they get panicked. So back in the late 1970s, 1700s rather, back in the late 1700s, yes, I said 1700s, because tax liens and deeds is the oldest investment in the country, arguably with stocks. But it existed before the Federal Reserve System. They have existed before the IRS. They have existed before Wall Street. Like, tax liens and deeds is arguably late 1700s, about 1780s when the first tax deed was sold in our country. And in the late 1700s, about 1780 was the first stock sold. So it's like, okay, which one came first? Who cares? We're arguing over. It's been around that long. Counties had to raise money. So guess what? So this is what the county says. So, okay, we're going to make state law. Somebody say state law. Somebody say state law. It's not federal law. It's state law. And this is why it can be kind of complicated, because every state does it differently. State law. All right. And I got chats over. I got comments over here. I ain't looked at none of them. All right. What's going on, Shot? And what's going on, Harlan? I think that's it. All right. So, and over here we got I can't see it. All right. So anyway, so we're gonna keep going. All right. So inside of this, we have property, right? So okay. So I was trying to figure out where I was. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right. So inside of this, so now we start saying, well, the county needs money. So the county says, well, we're gonna put a penalty against the house if people don't pay us, like a late fee. Anybody ever seen a late fee? Like Netflix got a late fee, Comcast got a late fee, or Xfinity now. Your utility bill probably gonna have a late fee. Your credit card bill gonna have a late fee. Your car note gonna have a late fee. Your rent gonna have a late fee. Anybody ever heard of a late fee before? Well, the county has a late fee too. They say, hey, listen, your taxes was due on January 1st. It's now January 2nd. You got a late fee. That's what it is. In our state, our late fee is 10% of the value of the taxes. So if the tax was $5,000 and you got a late fee, it's going to be 10%. So now it's a $500 late fee. So now I don't owe $5,000. I owe $5,500. So the county's like, all right, well, I penalize you, but they still ain't got no money. They still can't meet budget. So they say, okay, well, we was hoping that if we penalize them, it would help them pay, but they still didn't pay. So what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? I know. Let's put a lien against the home and we'll sell the lien. This is actually what this is real conversation. We're gonna put a lien against the home, and then we'll sell the lien to an investor. And then when the homeowner pays back the deed, well, then we'll give them the late fee. Don't worry. We're going to break all that down tomorrow. We've got a whole slide presentation for you. I'm going to break it all down for you so you can guys actually kind of see it. What I can tell you is that you're buying a lien against a property. And if that homeowner doesn't pay you back that $5,000 plus the $500, well, then guess what happens? You get to foreclose, or the county's going to foreclose, depending on what state. In my state, the county's going to foreclose on that house, and they're going to give it to me. The entire house. For whatever I just paid. Even if there's a mortgage against it. That is the power of a tax lien. That is the power of a tax deed. But it gets better and it goes even more further, because now we can look and we say, okay, well, what does this mean? Well, let's look here, right? I just kind of did that. Let's look at this slide here. If by chance the county couldn't meet budget, which one of these essential amenities that we have in our communities are we not going to meet budget? Are we going to say the police and sheriffs can't get paid? Are we going to say the people that's in, they can't get paid? They can't meet their budget? Are we going to take money from the school system, from the kids? What about the fire department? We gonna let people's houses burn down? What about jails? Even though they're criminals or they still waiting on their day to court, are we going to real still mistreat them? They're still human. What about the parks? Are we not going to let our kids play? Well, we might be able to get rid of the parks because they ain't doing it anyway. They doing this all day. What about the roads? Do you want to tear your car up on the roads? What about the hospitals, the county hospitals? Are we going to let that suffer? They already bad enough. We're going to let it get worse. What about our libraries? What's not going to be able to make budget? Because somebody said, well, you know, tax liens and deeds, that's like stealing. That's taking advantage of the poor. No, you're helping your county. You're helping the police department, the school system, the fire department. You help funding the jails and the parks. You're helping give money to the roads and the hospitals. And yes, you're also helping keep the libraries open. In addition to that, you're giving that homeowner more time to actually be able to pay you back plus interest. Is it a win for me? Is it a win for the county? Is it a win for the community? And is it a win for the homeowner? It only becomes a loss to the homeowner when he does not pay the taxes and he does not pay the interest back. Well, then I, as an investor, while I was entitled to the $500 plus my original investment plus $500, I, as an investor now, get the entire house debt free. You guys, this has been, my way of kind of telling you what tax liens and deeds are so that we can come back and I want to show you exactly how I've been doing this over and over and over again and how you can too. Guys, this has been Cash Flow Chronicles episode. Thank you guys so much. Now, if you guys want to know how to do this, right, I got a conference coming up in March 21st to the 23rd, and I'm going to be showing you literally how to do it at that particular auction. Well, we're going to use that auction, the one I bought over 150 houses in. We're going to be using that to show you how to buy properties in every state. Now, if you want to go to the auction, we're going to take you with us. It's part of the package, and it's online. Now, the conference is online. We have a package that's online only. We have a package where you can come. There's a bus tour. You guys got to go. We're going to have the auctioneer there. We're going to have legal there. We're going to have a guy teaching. We're going to have Pastor Amos Howard teaching. Just go to the website, you guys. It's www.pennies2properties.com/conference 2024. I wish there was a way I can put it in the chat. Can I put this in the chat? I think I can. Hold on. Chat. No, I can't. Comments. Can I put this in the chat? It ain't gonna let me. Let me just type it. HTTPS. Nope. It ain't gonna let me do it. Okay, there we go. So www.pennistoperty.com/conference 2024. All right. Now, guys, I told you guys also that I was going to let you guys be able to order the books for $29, I believe, plus shipping. I don't even know the address to that. We haven't released it yet, by the way. These books we've been selling now on Amazon for a little minute. We did have some specials where we actually were drop shipping them ourselves, but we've now gone and we're going to be doing it for $29. I'll tell you guys what, don't hold it to my head. To my heart, hold it to my head. Let me get the link and everything to that where I can get these books over to you. They're going to come in a box like this. It's going to be 7 books inside of it. But let me do this. Let me get the link for you guys where you guys will be the first people ever to get it for $29.97. Ever. It's $320 on Amazon right now. Anybody says, man, I would buy that. I would buy all 7 books. 7 books for $29, guys, comes out to be like $3 a book. No, it's like $4 a book. Average. About $4 a book. You can't beat that. All right. Guys, I love you guys. Love of Christ. I'm now 12 minutes over. Y'all talk too much. Y'all talk way too much. Guys, if you're here right for the replay, hit replay. If you have not liked and subscribed, like us and subscribe. Guys, this is live, but we will cut this up. So, I forgot to record. Sorry, Rolando. I didn't record this. My editor, he likes for me to record this where I don't have all the graphics and stuff. He just wants the raw footage so he can chop it up and use it for YouTube shorts and all that kind of stuff. I didn't record it. So, sorry. All right, guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be blessed. All right.